Hey guys, Nick Espinoza, your Chief Security Fanatic here, and it is Sunday, so we're going to be doing Breaches of the Week, and we're going to dive right in because we got a ton to cover. First, we're going to be talking about Singapore Airlines. Now, Singapore Airlines just declared what is probably the smallest data breach of a major airline carrier in history. 284 customers had their data exposed, including 7 of those customers' passport information. This is due to a software bug on their website when they went to update it. They caught it almost immediately and were able to fix the problem, but not before 284 people got hit. So heads up to you, 284 Singapore Airlines passengers. Moving on, we're going to be talking about Town of Salem. Now, I am not talking about a geographical location. Town of Salem is apparently a browser-based video game or browser-based game. Now, the maker of this game, Blank Media Games, just disclosed that 7.6 million of the users of this game just had their personal information hit and dumped. We're talking usernames, email addresses, passwords, IP addresses, game history, etc., but no credit card information. So heads up on that. Moving on, we're going to be going to Australia. Now, the state government of Victoria just declared a breach of 30,000 public servants when somebody partially downloaded a directory by basically an unknown party downloaded a directory for the Victorian government that contained 30,000 employee records of names, addresses, all this kind of stuff. So if you work for for the government of Victoria in Australia, heads up on that. Moving on, we're going to come back to the United States and talk about Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Approximately 15,000 customers of Blue Cross Blue Shield have been notified that some of their private information was stored on a laptop computer, and that laptop computer was stolen. So that's not cool. And this is all the reason why we need to continuously encrypt our data, especially for those of you that are HIPAA compliant or any other compliant, or just encrypt your data, for God's sakes. It's really easy to do, and it will protect you from stuff like this. Moving on, we're going to be going to Ireland. Now, there's a tram operator known as Luas. They have so far identified 3,226 user records, which may have been compromised as a result of a cyber attack on its website this past Thursday morning. So if you're in Ireland and run on that tram, heads up there. Next, we're going to be moving on to into Alaska. Now, there's something called the Alaska Permanent Fund, which seems like a financial thing. I couldn't get much information on it, and I quote from the article, Alaska Permanent Fund dividend application has been taken offline amid reports that the state system may be sharing users' personal data with others. Now, apparently, some people went to this form, filled it out, but what ended up started getting populated was other people in Alaska that were using the Alaska Permanent Fund. So if you are in Alaska and you are part of this program, you might want to check that out. And finally, we're going to be talking about the most damaging data breach of this week, and that is actually the German government. They just declared a data breach that apparently has been going on for a while. Now, from everything that I've gathered, since around December or so, hackers have been leaking data on the German government, specifically public officials, very private information on Twitter, and on and on and on. They've investigated, and the German government has investigated. They've officially declared a data breach. Now, this affects hundreds of their politicians, all the way up to Chancellor Angela Merkel. And so this is a massive, massive data breach. They are now actually working with the Irish government for some reason on figuring this out. So maybe I'm guessing they're seeing threat vectors coming from there. But the German government just got hit in a major way, and I think we have yet to see the full fallout of this, especially if we have private data on things like literally the leader of one of the most powerful countries on the planet. So those are your data breaches of the week. Were you affected? Let me know. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, or you can check me out on SoundCloud for the audio version, /NickAESP, or YouTube /Nick Espinoza. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, guys.